Hello everybody and welcome back to SC Aviation. And so a couple of days my subscription ended and I thought before renewing it, well, let's make a video on how to actually enjoy X-Plane without a subscription because it's totally possible, I'm sure. And so I wanted to show you all how to enjoy X-Plane because it's the best mobile simulator ever. Starting here from the top, you have Flight School, and so you can see that some of the challenges contain airplanes that are pet. So for example, the A320 costs a little bit, but you still can fly this flight school without it. I remember that I did this 98 out of 100 score without the subscription when X-Plane didn't even have that kind of subscription, and I still could do it without having paid for the A320. So you can completely do it. Most of them are with the Cessna, but it's totally worth it. You know, the helicopter basics, you have the fighter basics, and even without paying for them, for those aircraft, you still can fly these specific missions. However, the challenges, well, they do require the subscription, but so we're not going to cover it today. But in Freeflight, you have these two great aircraft. Moving on to the right, you don't have them, as you can see. But this Cessna and this Cirrus are just great. Let's first start with the Cessna. You have tons of levers. Well, 1, 2, 3, just 4. Not tons, but still, it's a very good aircraft. Look at this. You can control all of this stuff. Let's use real world time and spawn in here in Honolulu because I really want to show you what the Cessna potential is. This cabin is modeled just like the real one. It's exactly the same. And even though it does not feature some of the things that the real aircraft does, it simulates almost everything. And the physics model, it's just amazing. So let's go ahead, the aircraft shut down, so I don't want to lose time. Let's go direct to a runway here. Runway 08 left. And so look at this, it's a very well modular cockpit. You have here your Garmin 530, which works perfectly. You have here all the VR navigation thing, you have here your ADF navigation thing, and you have your 6-pack, your standard 6-pack of the airspeed, so you can really learn to fly with the Cessna. Actually, real airline pilots spend 6 months or even a year only flying these aircraft, familiarizing with the actual aviation concepts. Apart from that, it's just type ratings, it's just learning how to fly a specific aircraft. But the basics that you learn are in this Cessna, and so you really can enjoy a lot flying the Cessna, and it's beautiful. Look at it, I love it, it's beautiful. You can see it has instant reaction to the flight controls, the rudder, it's amazing. But the even more cool thing, the cooler here, is the Cirrus, which just came with an update a couple of weeks for some people, or a couple of days ago for some people. Now, X-Plane updated this series to contain a fully realistic model of the Garmin 1000, which is one of the most advanced avionics used by general aviation pilots nowadays. Let's again go to the runway here. Look at this. These are all the switches you can move. Now, I will very soon upload a video on how to actually, work this Garmin, how to set a flight plan, which is actually more easy than it looks like. This looks very complex with this procedure and flight plan thing and all the things that you can do in the PFD, like this and so on. It's crazy, but it's actually more easy than it looks, and you can see this cockpit works just like the real one. You here have an option to monitor the aircraft, the status, the environment and pressure, the ice protection, the engine and fuel, the electrical system, weight and balance. It's amazing. Plus the physics model and the sound has changed. Hear this. If you have headphones, put them on and hear this. Those are good sounds, aren't they? They are, totally. So you have for free these two great aircraft, which you can learn from a lot. Before even X-Plane added the global scenery, and before the 737 and the 747 were good aircraft because they all started like the A320, with very bad models. I learned flying with this Cessna and the Cirrus. I used to fly the Cirrus a lot, even without the Garmin update. And you really learn a lot of things. You can really enjoy it without. Now, looking at the scenery, I know that, for example, let's choose Kennedy Airport, John F. Kennedy. And if I want to start runway 13 right and I click fly, it's going to say global scenery required. I know sometimes it's disappointing, but you still have the Honolulu area, which covers all of this. It's huge. You still have this airport, which is Innsbruck, Krenevetten, or however you pronounce it in Austrian, which is great. I know it's very, very, very nice scenery. You still have airports like the Grand Canyon. You still have Juneau in Alaska, so it's great. And you still can do this pack flight thing, which I'm not gonna click in the left part, which downloads all the scenery, so that you could even fly X-plane while you were in a real airplane, where you were cruising over the Alps. You could be flying here in X-plane, so that's amazing. You still have the use real world time, which is awesome. But the interesting thing right here goes to the massive multiplayer, because X-plane thought, well, this is very cool. We cannot get the people that don't have the money or don't want to buy it because they have like more important things to do, get away from this. Everybody should be able to have this massive multiplayer, and so they developed this. Is your position in line and your estimated wait time, because you do have a wait time in which you can fly. It's very short. Look, mine, by just saying a few words and I'm already next in line. And so it says your free trial flight is ready. Sometimes the lines gets longer, I know, but it's usually not more than 20 or 10 people. So I try for free and I can use all the features. Yeah, I can here put my registration. I can here start an airport or go to the flying of the day. Well, at the flying, excuse me, you can't, because it requires a global scenery subscription. But you can fly to the all the other places, which I know it's a bit stressing because you can't fly to the whole world, but you have very good scenery. Trust me. And you have here your Grand Canyon, Seattle, Innsbruck, Juneau, or Honolulu. Those are the free airports, but you can always choose where you want to start from. So it's, let's say you want to start at Grand Canyon, sorry. You can choose all the start position. Look at these helipads. Those are a lot of helipads. You can start here at Seattle. You can choose any of the gates, and there's actually a lot of people flying. Some people think that because they don't have the subscription, nobody's gonna be flying. But look at this map. Look at all these aircraft. They're even waiting in line for takeoff right here. They're at the gates, so you can absolutely enjoy X-plane without the subscription. And if you don't want to pay the subscription, which costs its good price, I have to say. Look at how it says right here. Those are quite high prices. You can still pay for individual aircraft. I recommend, for example, the 737, which is a very good aircraft, or the 777, but you all have all of this right there. If you don't want to pay for the full subscription, then pay for the 737, and I really can tell that you will learn a lot about aviation in real world navigation. And if you don't want to pay a single penny for anything, then just fly the series in Hawaii and you will learn totally. And when you actually get to flight school in real life and start working with the Garmin 1000, you will already know all this stuff. So I have to say, X-plane is totally worth it. You still have all this feature, all the feature request option. For example, you can still connect your account to Navigraph, which I'm not gonna show here because that's also something that requires money, because Navigraph it's also paid. But you have all this thing. You still have access to high graphics, to all the sounds. I mean, what it's paid, what X-plane asks us to pay, it's because they really need to, because they have to get the money to work and pay their employees from somewhere. They can just give this free for everybody, but they give us free everything they can. If they could give us one single switch more, they would, for sure, but they can't. So I really want everybody to think of that. And by the way, I'm not doing any promotion because I don't have any relation with Explain. I'm not paid by them. I'm just telling you that this is a very, very, very good simulator. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye bye.